In this video, we will show you how to replace your multifunction switch on this Jeep Patriot. This will be mounted to your steering column. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we have to do is raise the steering column to a height that we can gain access underneath this area. Under here, you're going to find that you have 3 mounting screws. 2 of them are going to be very difficult to see along the rearward area here, closest to the steering wheel. For those 2, you'll be using a Phillips head screwdriver. For this one, we'll be using a T20 Torx bit. We'll start with the Phillips head screws. I'm going to try to get this aligned. There's our first screw. Let's get the next one. Now we have our T20. Let's lower the steering column. Let's remove the upper panel. We can raise this. To remove the lower panel, we're going to dislodge this rubber seal. For this, you should be able to pull it down a little bit and see that there's locating tabs. Just go ahead and press those straight forward. They should slide out of place. There's another one right over here. After doing that, take hold of the panel. We're going to have to pull it away from this ignition switch area, but keep in mind we also have to make our way around the adjustment lever. Should be able to pull this down around the steering wheel. Start sliding that out. There's that lower panel and our seal. We'll set it aside. Now that we have that out of the way, we have a clear view of our multifunction switch. You can see that there's 2 electrical connectors. We're going to start at the forward electrical connector. Squeeze in on the locking tab and disconnect it. Once you have it disconnected, a quick inspection for corrosion, and we'll set that aside. As for the next electrical connector, we're going to pause, but let's make our way over to the mounting screw. Once we have this dislodged, we can continue on to that electrical connector. We'll use our Phillips head for this. Just want to be careful not to drop that, it's very small. Now we can take hold of the multifunction switch and start pulling it away. I have my small flathead screwdriver available. Go ahead and press in on the locking tab. Once you have access to this, we should be able to push down on that and disconnect our electrical connector. Of course, a quick inspection, and now we can remove that multifunction switch. There it is, friend. Now it's time for installation of our new multifunction switch. Let's bring this over close to being in position, and we'll start with our rearward wiring harness. The yellow one right here, just go ahead and line it up, press it in. Listen for a click, give it a light tug. Continuing on, we're going to align this with its mounting point, slide it in. There we are. Now we have our small screw. Double check to make sure that's properly secured in place. We'll continue on with our next wiring harness. Let's get this in place. Press it in, listen for an audible click. A quick tug to confirm that's properly secured in place. Now it's time for our lower panel. Before we install that, we have that rubber piece that makes its way across here. We'll just bring this over and start getting it in place. For that rubber piece, we just want to take those small locating tabs and bring them into position. Up along this side, we also have another tab, and then along either side, you're going to have these hooked areas that fit up and over the top of it. There we are. Let's get this in position along the bottom of the steering column. As we bring this in, we're bringing this up and inside. We're aligning our adjustment lever here. We can start bringing this into position. Now we're going to be paying attention along this side here. We have our ignition lock cylinder. We want to make sure that's aligned with its port. Now at this point, we're going to carefully start flexing this behind the steering wheel. You should be able to bring this up into position. Get this aligned. Double check along each side, and then we'll make our way underneath the steering column for our mounting screws. Under this area, we're going to start with our T20 Torx screw. Start it in, snug it up. Next, it's time for our 2 Phillips head mounting screws, 1 for each side of the steering column. I'm just going to start that right onto my Phillips head screwdriver. We'll bring it up into position here. Try to get it aligned with the port. Start it in. Start in the next one. Now that they're both started in, let's go ahead and snug them up. There's one. Let's do the same for the other. Okay, bottomed out. Just a tiny bit further there. We'll just make sure you're properly adjusted and locked in. The next thing you want to do is test the functionality. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.